I had a great childhood. Had a mom that was awesome. I actually had a father that left when I was 6 years old, and so my mom had to play mom and dad, and she just did a great job. We lived in a house in Levittown, PA. We lived in a neighborhood that had a lot of kids, so I always had a lot of friends around. I played all the sports. Always had a girlfriend, I'm not bragging or anything, but at the time I didn't have any type of anxiety or depressions. I was just a normal kid, living a happy life. So, I go through high school and I graduate and I decide, I want to serve my country, and I joined the military, probably like when I was around 20-ish. I enjoyed it, being in a foreign country. I could truly tell you that my life was kind of normal up until the point after I was discharged from the military. Um, I got home and just everybody noticed I was different. Stopped hanging out with my childhood friends. I kind of went into like solitude, never really wanted to go out or anything. And I started noticing I'd have problems breathing all the time. And I didn't know what was going on. I'm thinking it's a heart issue. I went to every heart doctor you can go to. They ran every test on me. So finally I went to my PCP, and I'm telling him all the symptoms. I can never breathe. I'm freaking out. I'm sweating. I'm heart palpitations. And he said, Steve, you have the textbook definition of anxiety. And I'm like, what's anxiety? I didn't know anything about anxiety. I started therapy at that time, and it really didn't do anything. It just, my anxiety was progressing to a point where I became agoraphobic. I was afraid to leave my house. I was homeless off and on with this because I would lose my jobs, obviously, not showing up for work. And so I'd lose it, so I'd had no money coming in, and I'd become homeless. I kind of gave up. I even contemplated suicide. I actually went to in-house to the hospital, to the rehab units. I finally reached out to Section 8. The person at Section 8 referred me to the VA Multi-Service Center. They helped me apply for benefits through the military. And eventually, she gave me a list of phone numbers that could possibly help with my mental health. I called them all. Some, the phone was off. Some were packed. They had no more room for any more clients. And finally, I called the Penn Foundation, and they saw me immediately. When I first started with Penn Foundation, the Multi-Service Center helped me get housing, and they'd eventually transfer me to a behavior health navigator. Her name was Janice. She hooked me up with a therapist. His name's Anthony, and what's great about Anthony is he was also a veteran, so me and him kind of really kicked it off. We know what the military's alike, and he's about my age, and so we had a lot in common, and we could talk to each other, and I felt comfortable talking to him. And after that, she set me up with a recovery coach. And this person actually helps me with daily living. He'd come over and help me pay bills and set up medical plans. He'd help me with, trying to get my credit better, paying off collection agencies that I owed, just to get me back on my feet. So I lucked out, finding a great bunch of people, and they kind of gave me that the willpower to go on. Like, there are nice people in this world. It was like an angel sent to me. I'm not the most spiritual person in the world, but I feel like I found them for a reason. Something just clicked. After I started Penn Foundation, their main thing is to have a support group, which, any mental health or drug addiction person, they need support group, and I was highly encouraged to get back to the roots. I had some best friends from when I was a childhood, so I basically reunited with them and built trust with them again, and they're now in my lives, and I talk to the one every day now, and we're back to where we were when I was a little kid, and me and my mom trusts me now. My mom, is proud of me again, and that's one of the things I always felt guilty about, is letting my mom down, and look, I'm back on a page, and every day gets better and better, you know.